Shut up and sit down.
Hey folks, Brad here for Weasel Geezer TV. Weasel Geezer TV is brought to you by nobody. That's right, we don't have any sponsors. Sure could use some subscribers. Maybe that's where you come in. Now what I'm doing today is we just got a whole bunch of new industrial adapters in the game of Rust, and I play on a modded server where we have our own Pumpjacks, our own Quarries, and things like that. And right now they're really finicky as far as how everything hooks together. But I'm going to try to put it together. I have done it a few times already, and every time something goes wrong. But it's usually only at the area of the Pumpjack and the Quarry. Everything else goes along pretty smoothly, the way it's intended. I ain't saying my way's right. I ain't saying my way's gonna work. But, like I say, beyond those few spots where it's gonna be hard for me to connect, it goes along pretty well. Now, when you're gonna be putting your adapters and stuff inside of a building or whatnot, there are 4 ways to do that. There's coming in through a doorway, and because now, if you were just putting up something normal, you can, use your tool and tool it all the way through the doorway. But these mods that we're using are really finicky, and you've got to have straight line of sight, which means you're going to have to put your conveyor in the doorway like that so that it has line of sight of that. Now, if your quarry was over there, or your Pumpjack was over here, you could come through the window onto this wall or something. Or if you put a 3/4 wall up on one side, you can have it come up to the inside through there. I know I can get it to work. Through there and hook up through there. Or you can come down through a trapdoor. I don't like putting anything in this doorway because it's not like they're invisible and you can just run through them. They really create a lot of problems. And if you have like 2 or 3 of them coming into a building where you're converting a bunch of different stuff or refining a bunch of different stuff or whatever the deal is, if you have a bunch of those in the doorway, it really makes it a pain in the ass. You've got to crouch down and jump and stuff just to get through the doorway. But those are the 4 ways you can get it into a building. I prefer going through the window. Now, I just happen to have this at a nice angle, so I kept that on there. And on the other 2, I've got another set over here that I've just kept on the wall because they're the right angle, and I don't have to keep fidgeting around to try to find it. Those are going to be hard enough to hook up as it is. Okay. So we are going to start coming in here. Now this is fuel. It's going to be fuel. This is going to be where our crude is going to come from the Pumpjack. And then we are going to pump it out to these 3 refineries. Now, every time I try to hook this up, coming from there or from here to there, whichever, it always has a problem where it wants to automatically hook to the wrong side for some reason, because the ones on the Pumpjacks and stuff don't say in or out, so you end up grabbing the wrong side or whatever. So I always put your you got to have every container, anything that is a container, which your drum there is a container, your fuel tanks are containers, your fuel tank on that is a container, your drum where you get your ore and stuff from is a container. These are all containers, but everything that is a container will have to have a storage adapter on it. Those already have them on them. This one I believe is backwards. I'm not sure, or upside down or something. No, this one I think is right. I do have one that's upside down, and it really confuses me every time. So I put one on here so that I can use the tool and cover up the output. And that should be enough, actually. Now, I always have a problem no matter whether I try to hook this up first or the other one up first. It doesn't seem to like anything I do. But I'm going to try doing it this way, just hitting that and coming up here and hitting it. Should be on the right side of this one. Oh, it did take good. Now it's going to leave this tail like you're still building it or whatever. Just right click and let that go. But it's because these things are tweaked. And you can't have anything block it. But you can go through a window. Now the only way you can go through a window is to not have the window in the window frame. You can put your window in afterwards, but you cannot do it while you're doing that. Okay? So right now, this doesn't have power. Let me get some power to it. Where is this coming through? Okay, right there. Alright, what's coming through the back side here? And we'll run some power over to it. And we'll just turn it on. We don't really need to set a filter. Now you can set filters for these items. I don't know why I have that separate crude. It doesn't really need to be there. Because right now we are just taking whatever this is supplying. And it's coming here and then going into a storage facility. Which is this, which is going to keep getting more and more. Okay. So that is our first step, is getting the fuel in here. Now what I need to do is I need to put up a splitter. I'll put that right about there, I guess. And because we're going to split that up between those three out there. Now everything needs a conveyor. A conveyor is basically something that helps push it. What you're doing is you're putting something in the tube, but it's not going anywhere. You need this to push it through. It's a pusher. Okay. Now, while I've got electricity there, I'm going to go ahead and run that. Your conveyor is the only thing that needs actual electricity. I think when you look to build these or whatever, they tell you that they take power, but they do not. Only your conveyor. And they all have a pass-through. So I'm going to run the electricity first. Just run it all the way across. Come on. Shouldn't be on the bottom, no. Why is it not taking? Am I too close to that other stuff? Well, we'll have none of that. I demand a redo. We don't use those very often. We'll just set that in there. I don't know why I was having a problem. It did kind of sit kind of wonky. Let me try that. Pass through. There we go. Input. Pass through. Input. We'll just turn those on. That's all we need to do to those. And we will go from our output. And this should be on the top. So I'm going to bring it out a little bit first. I'll hit the wall. Oh, doesn't like that. It wants to go out further. So we'll do that. I'll come out a little further. All the way up. Kind of square this off. Oh, don't go blocking my pipe. Come on now. You jerk. It's because of that electrical wire or something going through there. Okay, so that'll be our fuel out, which is actually going to just be crude. But so far, all we have is just a direct line of what we're running. This is going to be crude all the way to our refineries. Now these, we are going to hook up to our inputs because they are going to be taking our fuel or whatever it's going to be. Already pipe is blocked? Already? Come on. Try down low. I'm going to go all the way down. I'm just going to run them right next to each other or over top of each other. I don't care. You understand the concept of what's going on. These are all outputting. And they've all got power. They're all turned on. So that pretty much concludes what's going on the inside, except I need to go out, and we will eventually come back to get that power to reroute onto the next. Okay, like I said, these are all containers or storage units, so they've all got to have a storage adapter on there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the cool part. See, like I said, I like to keep my doorways open so I can get in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over here, and I'm going to start with this one, I guess. We're going to go out, and what we want to do is eventually work our way out the windowsill. So anytime it turns green would be wonderful. Let me move that around on the inside a little bit more. Let me come right there, looks good. Now let me try the windowsill area. You betcha, look at all that green real estate. And I'm going to bring this to about here, I think. And input. We're going to do the same thing to all three of them, because they're all going to be running crude to the refinery. Which one did I already do? I did the first one. So I'm just trying to bring it over the corner so I have less clutter going through my window. And I'm trying to keep them all kind of in a straight line. But see how it's green on the outside? That's all that matters. So I'll just run it down there. We're going to go across this one. And down to the second one. And we got to do one more. That's pretty good. Get it to go green to the outside. That's good enough. We're just going to send it down there. Send it, send it, send it. So now these should be getting filled up with crude. Now we don't have the auto start feature for these yet. So those of us that are VIP can just turn them on, start firing that up. But when they run out, they won't automatically restart. So what I have been doing, or like to do, I guess I need to go get some more wood. Let me go get some more wood. Look at my woods there. I think it's over this other one mostly. That'll be good. While I'm over here, I guess I'll mention that this whole area over here, I've got a little shop here. I really don't care if anybody buys anything from it. It's just so you can find my place. With miner's caps, that's all I got in there. But all of the tables are here, and they're all unlocked. Everything is unlocked. I've got a recycler here. Everything is unlocked, including this refinery. Water, everything is unlocked. U8, RustEz Survival. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oh yeah, I was getting wood. What I do is, because I'm on a lot, I just throw in a stack of wood, and that keeps it burning so it can stop for a little while and then get caught up and get some more fuel going, and it just keeps burning until we get the auto start feature. So that's how I just keep the ball rolling. So we're basically done with this one except for the power, and I can take that through a wall. So I'm going to go ahead and let me find my windows here. Do I have the windows with me? I do have the windows with me. Alright. So when you're done, you can put your window in. If you have to make a modification, break your window and go back in. Make your adjustments. Guess I can leave that open because I'm going to need the power. But right now, all these are being fed automatically. And we get over here, we're going to get the feature that is hardly ever really needed, for me at least. I'm going to rotate this around just because I like it facing this direction. And this is a combiner, so we're going to take the contents of these to this combiner. Now it's not automatically going to put those contents there. We're going to have to get that at the conveyor, and we will tell it to only take fuel, otherwise it will start moving your crude oil as it's being flowed in here. So I'm going to start down at this end just because it gives me a better idea of what it is I'm looking for here as far as being in line. So I'm going to take that. So, like I say, right now, nothing's actually flowing through there. This is just like a setup for the pipe. So, I need to come over here first because I need to start bringing that in. I'm going to put that right about there, I guess. I hope that works. I can go ahead and hook that up. Okay, now this is the first time that you've got to put a filter on it, because up till now we're just running crude from the tank into a box that turns into a splitter, and they've each got a pusher behind it or a conveyor to help push the material, because otherwise you just got stuff sitting in a tube. Okay, and all of it is run into the refinery as crude. It's turning into fuel. And as it gets there, this is the first time you have to filter, and you want it to be low-grade fuel. Add that filter, apply it. So now this is only going to take low-grade fuels. If you didn't put that filter in and you started that up and you had to go to boxes or whatever, it would automatically start sending your crude also. So let me run back over there and get the power for this so I can be done with this area. Get rid of the window. Tried to minimize the crap in my pack before I got here. Okay, electrical out. We'll just push it there, pull it down to the floor a little bit there. I guess I can close the door. I am done with that building entirely. At least I think I am. I like to, if I'm going to run more wires, I just like to kind of run them over top of the other wires so that I don't have, you know, huge strings everywhere. As everyone's going, oh, I've got huge strings everywhere. Okay, now we want that fuel to go somewhere, so it's going to come out of the out. That's on this tool here. It'll come out of the out over into this box, which is going to actually have fuel, but it's going to need a storage adapter on it. I prefer them on the top. You can have them on the sides, you can have them on the ends. I just prefer them on the top. For the most part. There are times I'm going to use the other. You'll see that. Okay. So let's hurry up and get that hooked up, I think. Already is blocked. Okay. So this will start picking up fuel. And only fuel. So from here on out, none of these other ones, I don't know if that's got a filter on it or not. Let's go ahead and take the filter off because they don't need to be filtered. I had them filtered when I first started putting this together, and then I thought to myself, why am I filtering that if all these are doing is pushing material out? I shouldn't have to for any reason. But anyway, we got power in here now. I am going to have to power these two conveyors as well. So let me go to that electrical unit. Let's see, what do we got? We got one up here, so let me do that one first, I guess. Pass through, I'm going to bring it back. I believe each one of these takes 3 power. I'm not positive. But you can look at that up when you're, you know, getting ready to build your pieces. I'm not sure, but I think it's 3 power. Okay. So I try to get everything set up as best I can before I actually have to hook up the fuel to the Pumpjack and the Quarry, because a lot of times it tries to click on the wrong piece. So this, I'm going to have to go to a splitter. Okay. have left now is to get those to take. I seem to have the best luck coming from them in, and sometimes I have a problem when I do this one. It's turned nighttime on me. We're going to try to get this in. I don't know. So I'm going to try hitting that. In order to get this one has to go to this one here. And you have to step back away. I kept finding myself like trying to do it here, and I would be actually breaking line of sight. The same thing here. I would jump up here to try to do this, and it would consider me breaking line of sight, like the tube has to go right through there. So I've elected to try to stay back away from this as far as possible when hooking that up. Now again, it's going to leave this little stringer on there like you're actually trying to still hook something up. I just pull it out and right click on it until it goes away. Now again, this is going to have the line of sight going through this window, and that's why we did it this way. Now when I've done it this other one, the one that goes to the one on the wall, I've had mixed results trying to do it here. Okay, we got to connect on the left side. That's my my landing pad out there. Whoops, I fell off. My landing pad and my my tower, which has the spotlights, which lights this up, and the field there for the helicopters. Okay, now we should be able to hook this up. Because we hook up this side. That would be in. This would be out. Or no, excuse me. This is in. That's out. I believe. Or maybe that's the one I have upside down. Again, I found that if I did it up close, it didn't work. If I did it back here, it did. And sometimes it would act like it didn't, but I would click it like 2 or 3 times, and on the second or third time, it just automatically did. See, like that didn't take, so I'm just clicking on it and see if it'll take. See, and it did. I just kept clicking on it. And again, it leaves that little stringer on there that you can get rid of. If you do it from that end and you get that stringer, it won't do it, because when you get rid of the stringer, it breaks it off. Again, this is finicky. I'm going to have problems again when I get over here to the drum on the quarry. I'm going to have problems with that, doing the same thing. But again, this one is now, I believe, completely done. Yes, it is. Let's get those windows on. Which means we only have one more window to go. So now, as a recap, it goes into this building here via the window, hooks up to all the components, gets split up into 3s, comes out the window in 3s, goes to the furnaces. Everything that's a storage unit gets a storage adapter, and that's on the input. On the output, it all goes to the combiner. So I get 3 of them going into one tube, feeding that one tube in through the window. Again, you've got to bring it from the outside to the up to the windowsill, pull it inside, and then to wherever you're going to run it. Do all your work first, then put your window back in. It's a good way to keep it out of the dang doorways. So again, this one's all hooked up. You know, the fuel came in here. This is the one that you filter. Comes in to the box. The box doesn't care. It's just fuel. It's a storage unit. These don't care what you're pumping because they're pumping fuel. That's the whole idea of the thing. Pumps it over to these because you split it off and it goes to the tanks. That was a recap. There you go. And excuse me. Now the bear of the whole thing. And I have a problem getting this to actually hook up. It's probably the biggest bear of them all, but I'm going to try to get this done and bring it in here. Now before, when I did this, I didn't have this wall here. And I had set of shelves here, and I had boxes on two of them, and then one up above on a triangle ceiling piece. And I had it crunched down here in the corner, and I kept having a problem trying to get line of sight on that dang thing. And also that adapter on there is upside down, which makes it a little tougher also. But anyway, we're going to start in here and get everything all lined up so that it'll take that, so it doesn't want to go to the wrong box or something. So again, we got to have it's a storage adapter, so we're going to put storage thingy on there. This should be our, let me go to the tool here. We want to cover our input, no, our output. Into the box. That's all I should have to do. Shouldn't want to try to go to that. We'll try to hook it up, see what goes. Here, let me try it from this end first. We should have good line of sight on this one. Now see, this is upside down because the top of it's on the top up there. So that would normally be the in. This should be the out, I believe. Yes, so we're in. See how it leaves that little stringer? But it's coming from that end down there, which means it's a good connection, so I can get rid of the stringer. If it was coming off at that end, it will not work, and it's going to disappear when you get rid of it. But that's that. That's all I really need for that, and I'm already inside the building, so I can get rid of that area and put the window in. Boom, we're in. Ooh, shakalaka. So what we got going on here is we got to go into the box. It's going to come out here. And I'm going to go with 4 furnaces because it seems to me like I am forever behind on running the metal frag. It's just like, it just always seems like there's more of it for some reason. But so I'm going to dedicate 2 of those to that. I think I've still got frags on all these because I had to like split it up and get some of that stuff run. But I haven't had these hooked up to the big drum out there in a long time, so there's going to be a lot of ore in there to deal with. But I thought I would, you know, put like high qual here, and then I'll set these up because I got a lot of room on the floor here. Set that up for metal frags, and this one down here for sulfur. And then we'll set up a way to distribute that stuff. Now, I'm going to leave that open for a minute. I'm going to start by getting rid of the stone first, just so it's out of the way. And then I'll come back and it can give me all that dang room. So I'm going to need another storage adapter on there. Is it going to give me this on? Nope. On this end, nope. It's going to have to be on the end there. So we're going to take that, because that's what they're going to give us. Imagine that. So, we don't care about the end. We're just going to go out. And you know what? We're not going to go anywhere because I'm not set up for it yet. I'm going to need a conveyor down here or a pusher. I think right about in there ought to be good. And we're going to filter that so that it only takes stone. Thank you. Now we can go play with that. I think I'll go up against that wall. little bit of a problem there, people. Come on now, play along with me here. If I can jump up in here, it'll do it. Appears that it will. Just trying to keep my floor open a little bit because it's gonna get massacred here in a minute because all this stuff that's gonna be hooked up to here is gonna be on the floor, so it's gonna take up a lot of room. But that should start pushing our stone here. Some of these are storage containers, so they all gotta have a storage adapter. And because all we're doing is running all a like item, which is just all stone all the way through there, and these are going to be just daisy chained together, it's just going to keep pushing. Everything's just going to keep pushing it because this is the pusher that's going to push the stone all the way to this bottom. So we're going to go out over there. I'm going to come over here. We're going to hit this one first. And out there to our end. Out there to our end. And now everything will be pushed. Do I have it turned on? Oh, I don't have power yet. Let's get that power rolling. What did I do with power? Do I have power in here? Have you got power yet? You might not even have power. You are powerless. Yes, you are powerless. You're such a weenie boy. You're powerless. Huh, where did that power come from? Wasn't those are the stoves. Wasn't this, that's the boom box. No, those are lights. No, it had to be this one. Nope, that goes to the electrical branches for those. Was it this one? 20 power. And it's going nowhere. It's got to be for that. Got to be probably too much for all that, but you know. We're just going to go with it. Now, it would just be so much easier if they just left pipes alone and didn't make it so you had to go through the doorway. You could just go through the walls and make your place nice and neat and tidy, you know. So this should be pushing everything. Let me so that should be on. Let me make sure there's no filters on there. So we don't want any filters. We want this to start filling up with all of our products. And the stone should actually will start going down. It's probably just being flooded, but that should eventually go down because it should be filtering into these. Please tell me you're filtering into these. Yeah, but that was all stone from before. This is where it should be going first, and I'm not seeing it. So I don't know. Now that should be fine. So let's just work on the other outs. I don't have my lights on, do I? I do. Okay, out here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to a splitter. I don't really like it right there in front of the doorway, but I do want it to be kind of in line with that. I could bring it out and put it on the wall, but I hate that. Alright, let me move Pookie Gonna need a little bit more room there, brother. Can you help me with that? I'll put you somewhere cool. I'll put you somewhere cool. Cut me some slack here, brother. Okay, we're gonna put that son of a gun right here, I think. Let's get yeah, we're right. We're good. We're good. Okay. We're gonna go out. I think I'll just put that kind of in line with that. We'll do that. Okay. Should be this one, right? Yep. And those are going to have power, which I left over here. Okay, so we've routed everything to each one of them to a conveyor, because all that's going to do is take it from the box, separate whatever, in this case everything except stone. Right now these will still take stone if I don't get them situated so that they only take whatever I want them to take. So again, like I was going to say, this one's just going to take high quality. So we are going to do the filter thing. HQ, that's all it's going to take. This one, we are only going to take metal frags or metal ore. I'm going to split that off into these two furnaces, and then this one is going to be sulfur ore. So now I don't have to worry about stone coming in here or any of the other ores getting mixed up in here. So we have power. I don't think there's enough power. So I don't think they're actually getting anything. Yeah, no power. So what do we got them calibrated there for? Like 20 or something? Okay, let's go 40. I'll put back what I don't need, if that's the case. Oh, no, that isn't it. what the problem is here. Oh, there's no power going to this. What? Okay, so where was the power at? Was it back here? I think it was. What? Did someone say what? Okay, so I gotta get power over to that. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I thought I ran power there. Maybe it was just when I ran the pipe. That's probably what it was. Everything should be popping. Gosh. Okay. So this one's only taking high quality. This one's only going to take metal ore. This one's only going to take sulfur. These are ready to rock and roll to their respective furnaces, except that I am going to run another splitter here and split to those furnaces. The thing is, I don't know if I need to have another conveyor after that. Let me make sure these are empty. See, I don't know if I need another conveyor. Before I even get to that, they're all going to have storage adapters on them. But I'm going to split it. I don't know if it'll just continue running if I just pipe it straight in, and I'm going to see if that works. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, then I know I got to add. Each one of them's got to get a conveyor or a pusher. So this one's ready to rock and roll. I'll just bring it kind of back through here. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really making schematics out of this deal. I mean, you just got to write down that you're doing this one to that one and whatnot. So I'm going to try to keep the same ugly mess all together over here. Just the same ugly mess. And that should be the input. And that should be giving me high qual. As you can see, it's filling up quickly. Now what I don't like is I don't see anywhere to filter this so that it splits like an exact amount. I don't know if there's a possible way to do it back here in this part of the filter or not. Don't know. Way above my job title. So let me see here. That is the splitter, so I can split it between these two. Oh, let me run these over here. So it leaves that path open quite a bit. So that should just run straight across. I should have had it over more. Oh, it does take it. I don't need to have another conveyor. Take the one off the front. That should automatically take. Ooh, that's cool, because I thought I was going to have another conveyor. So that's a cool way to do it. If I need to double up my furnaces or whatever, I can just unhook it there, put a splitter on it, hook one side to that, hook the other to that, or maybe even 3 more ovens or furnaces. Alright, so then this one here. God, I wish you could go beneath the foundations and stuff instead of just uglifying everything. So I'm going to try to just make it so it's just this area that's ugly. I'm already blocked. I don't want to run it across the floor there. I don't want to do it that way there. I want to take it up over the top. me getting sulfur. So this part of that room is completely done. This is all working as intended. Now all we have to do is get them in the boxes. Well, let me put that on the front. Come on. Maybe on the end. Yeah, it'll let me do it on the end. Do I want to do it on the end? Do I want to do it on this end? It'll let me do it on that end. Let's take that. And these, let's go for the top, I think. And same thing there, unless we can get it on the front. Right there isn't bad. That wouldn't have been bad. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So we're going to need one more conveyor coming out of there. This is going to have to go somewhere. I don't think you can just pipe it straight. Let me try that. Because again, I'm just, you know, trying to figure this stuff out. So let me try that. Let me see what happens if you just try to go straight out to the box. And then this one has to go to this box. Ooh, it would, but what we're doing is, I forgot, we don't have an adapter on there. So let me take that out. Turn that off, okay, so now we know why that doesn't work. It would, except it's just acting as a pass-through at that point. And that doesn't work for us. We want it to only send finished product. So, probably use a combiner on those two, and then a pusher. No, I don't want to do. Yeah, I do. Sometimes you just don't know what you want. I think I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to put one up here for the sulfur. I think we'll go with that, and this other one for the frag. We're on top. We might as well just go for the same thing. I'll go with that and see if that works. So let's get some power to it. Where did we end up with the power? Is this down here? Yeah. Okay, that gives me power. I still got to run pipe, and I'm going to put some filters on it. Let me turn that on, I guess. We're going to filter that so it only takes the finished high quality metal. This one will only take metal frags. Alright. It wants me to clarify. How's that? Metal frag. And sulfur. So we're going to take the finished product of the high qual first. So we got industrial out. We're just going to take it straight up and call it good. Don't want to block the pipe. Don't want to block the pipe. Okay, we're apparently good there. This is going to have to go to input, yeah. And then we might as well just output to our output. Output to our input. Must be right there. Pop. And that should automatically start getting our high qual. And it is. Okay, so with those boys, we're going to try something different because I've got to use a, we're going to combine them. I think I'll combine them way down here so I don't have all that extra piping up in the air. I just think that's ugly stuff. So we'll see if we can make that work. Because these really don't care where you're hooking them up. Good enough. It doesn't care. I don't care. I'm still going to run it over it up the wall. Or try to. Oh, I'm blocked back here. Alright, start again. Am I already blocked? No, right there. Right up there I am, but I'll take that. And this is our metal. Which is now getting the metal frags. One more to go. Alright, sulfur. And now everything is working as intended. Except again, I wish that these things would automatically split. Maybe that's something that they can work on. Because then everything will cook much better. But anyway, that's it, folks. Remember, if you're going to come in through a window, you got to have the window out first. Direct line of sight when you're coming from those until some sort of fix is made or something. That's it. And now everything is running as intended again. I've done this about 3 or 4 times, but every time I have some sort of problem that takes me like forever to fix. And the last one was a complete remodel of this area here because I had such a problem trying to sink this in there between the shelves that I had here in the boxes and stuff. I said, you know, let me rearrange this room, destroy all these furnaces, and just go on about my business and change this room all around. There are so many bears around here. I don't hear any right now, but constantly I would be attacked by bears the moment I left any one of my buildings. I would wake up and there was 2 bear heads coming in this building here. Another thing about my place, every building that I have, as far as like, you know, this is the mining area, my house area, what everything has one of these. This is a bomb shelter. So if I'm running around out here and I've got too much stuff on me and I can't take off all my gear and I can't take off my weapons or something, if I can run in here while I hear the helicopter coming, anything with a red light is bomb shelter. And they can't see inside these walls. It gives me time to sit it out or whatever. But every one of my places, if it has a green light over it, it's just a regular doorway. Like this here. Not a bomb shelter. Green light. Red light. Bomb shelter. Get in here. Everybody hunker down until the damn heli goes away. Anyway, folks, that's it. I appreciate you watching, suffering through that. I hope that it helps you a little bit, maybe some area where you're stuck. But you can use this in a lot of different ways. You just got to remember that you got to have a pusher. Like right here, see, I thought I was going to have another pusher behind that splitter going to those furnaces, but I don't. Because it's just pushing that splitter and it's just continuing on, except it's going in there. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one.